In this video, we'll examine the basic structure of an atom. When we look at our atom, it has two main parts. First, we have our central nucleus, and then you have an outer electronic cloud. Now, with the nucleus, that's where we're going to find the protons and the neutrons. In the electronic cloud, that's where we find our electrons. These are the three main subatomic particles that we examine in chemistry: the proton, the neutron, and the electron. Now, the protons, those are positively charged subatomic particles. So the protons, we usually write them with a plus, or you can write them with a P or P with a plus. The neutrons, those are neutral. And they get written with a lowercase n. The electrons, those are our negatively charged subatomic particles. And they get written with an E with a negative sign. So we have our protons are positive, our neutrons are neutral, and our electrons are negative. So the central part of our atom, the nucleus, that's where we find the protons. That's where we find a lot of positive charge. And the electrons are kind of floating around in the electron cloud. These are our three main parts for the subatomic particles: protons, neutrons, electrons. Protons are positively charged, neutrons are neutral, and electrons are negatively charged. And then when we look at the size of our subatomic particles, so if I want to compare the size of everything, if we want to compare our protons, our neutrons, and our electrons. Protons and neutrons, these are about the same size. They have roughly the same mass as each other. We can talk about their masses in kilograms. They're both about 1.67 times 10 to the negative 27th kilograms, or protons are roughly 1.0073 AMUs, and neutrons are roughly 1.0087 AMUs. So you can see they weigh about the same as each other. Electrons, on the other hand, are really tiny. Electrons are so much smaller than our protons. The electron is about 2,000 times smaller. So it's about 2,000 times smaller than our proton. If we look at the electron's mass, or the electron is about 0.00091 times 10 to the negative 27th kilograms. So you can see that's a lot smaller than our proton or neutron. Or we can also say it's roughly 0.00055 AMUs. So we'll see in a little bit when we talk about the weight of atoms and the weight of molecules. When you talk about weights, we're really looking at just the proton and neutron. The electron, since it's so much smaller, if we include that weight, it almost becomes a rounding error. We won't even see it when we round, if we round numbers. But these are our three parts for our atoms that we really care about: proton, neutron, and electron.